Hey folks, Wednesday, July 23rd, and we're back at it again. Let's see what the market gives us. We're a little late today and we only traded 3 stocks, 7 trades, and we're down again 24.50. First trade of the day was PLRZ. Of course, I had sworn off of it yesterday, but you know how things are. Today we had to hunt and peck to see what the market wanted to share. I didn't start trading till late, uh, after the market opened. And I didn't have a chance to properly do my watch list routine. And as you can see here, uh, PLRC was a struggle, and we lost. So then CTOR was moving up, and it looked for a moment like it had all the particulars, except now I see the MACD there curling down. So it makes sense. So I waited on this one for a little while, but uh, just wasn't in the cards. So we're down two. And then the last stock was CSLD. We had 2 winners and 3 losers. And the 3 losers are the ones that made us lose. So I didn't record the first one. We got a $10 win. Uh, and then as we're looking at there, you can see I've drawn a lot of lines. And uh, the reason why I decided to take a trade here was because the you can see the orange line there. It looked like a triple top, and it still went through it. So I decided to take a gamble, hoping that it would hit 65, my second line up there. But it was a struggle. And this one I held for quite a bit. It was like a 6-minute hold. And I guess I deserve what I get. Uh, Up in tail, which was scary. I was going to get out, but I said no. I'll continue to hold. I think it has momentum on its side. But there were a lot of sellers, and it just the spread was so big. It's quite interesting. Within that range, people were buying and people were taking profit. So I'm still thinking it's going to reclaim here, bounce off the VWAP and off the 20. The 20 and the VWAP are almost there together, joined. And that maybe there's a opportunity there for it to go back up. And it held for most of the morning. It held from about 56 cents to 59. But I mean, 3 cents. You'd have to take a lot of shares to make some money on that, and you'd have to hit the dip just right. So I decided to wait on this because if it hadn't gone through that orange line, I would have cut it. I would have sold and gotten out. But it's just I had a feeling that it would curl back up again. But so we're about a little more than a third of the way, nearing half the whole time. And here it comes again. So it wants to be resilient, and you can see I drew my lines there, and I'm predicting what's going to happen, and that's all based on resistance levels. So one of the things that I didn't record, I was having OBS issues, but was going through the daily chart and charting out those lines. So that double triple top, which is the orange line, didn't do anything for it. And here it comes back up again. So now it looked like it had quite a bit of momentum and that it was going to go up. And you see why I didn't sell. However, the market, it was still shaky for small caps. It just, they didn't want to let us win today, or at least me. I hope some of you folks took money. I think that if I had waited all the way for the dip down to the VWAP and 20 and bought from there, and with 1,000 shares, 3 or 4 pennies would have been nice. So uh, I did what I did. I did today what I said I was going to do yesterday: is not trade early, come in and wait, because it's 7:36 Pacific now, so we're an hour after the open, and this was about the only stock that was positively moving up, and it was a penny stock, so it's what can you expect out of it? But I think we might see the same again tomorrow. It's always live to fight another day. We got a couple more minutes to go, and things are not looking good. But it's fighting and staying up there, as you can see. And I took 5 trades on CLSD, and you'll notice on the last one I get out because I was just disappointed and I lost. And then as I got out and I'm doing my trader view report, I look it up on Yahoo Finance, and it looks like it went up a couple of pennies, that it recovered back up to 61. So had I held that the last trade that you're going to see here, maybe I would have been a little bit green. So what I should have done there is just taken everything off the top instead of taking only a portion. There's no reason to hold things 6 minutes. You got to go in for a quick dip and rip and take your profits, even if it's 1 or 2 pennies, or just protect your investment, your money. Because if you can get out with a small loss, it reduces the amount of money that you have to earn the next time in order to make it up. So here we've gone 2 days in a row with $25 losses. So now tomorrow we have to try to make it up. And if our goal is between $25 and $50, well, it's going to take us another 3 days to recover that. So that was the second trade, and here comes the third trade. This one was working a little better, and I thought it had an opportunity to hit 62. That's what I was looking for. That was my target, and that's one of the reasons why I held it. I didn't want to let it beat me, but to be honest, yeah, I probably was ready to lose $25 and trying to earn some money. So I made a little bit there, and I think at this point I'm green for the day, and went back in again. And again, if you watch yesterday's video, you'll notice the same candle pattern here as yesterday. That red candle bar in between the 2 green bars, and that told me that, look at that. I was afraid here that it was going to hit a double top. It almost looks like a triple top. But and with only 600 shares, I mean, it's only moving a couple of pennies, but there's money there. So at this point, that would have been the cutoff. And I didn't sell fast enough. I should have flattened out. It would have been the easiest thing to do. I was thinking, oh, well, I'll just reduce the shares, reduce the risk, and let it go. But yeah, it wasn't to be. And then you see here we're almost 805 on the West Coast, and it's trying again. This time I got filled in at 59, and this was a short trade. And I really thought it had an opportunity to kick up. It just seems to have an issue there at that 58, 59. So it's creating a lot of top wicks, but higher highs, and that's a nice bump. And it looks like there are buyers moving in. But I think there must have been hidden sellers. I had seen earlier some hidden sellers at 59. I mean, pretty large amounts. At this point, it was only a small amount of shares, small size. And that's why I thought to hold, even though the tick marks were curling down, the volume was shortened. And I think here it was a pretty well determined that this was going to drop. But at the same time, it's a gamble you take. Sometimes you'll see the exact same pattern, and the stock all of a sudden will go up. If it finally has fought its best fights and the short sellers give up, then it'll push through. But it wasn't to be. So at this point, I had to get out, and I didn't record it, but I had exited Thinkorswim, but it did go back up to 61 and something. And at least that would have been a couple of pennies on 300 stocks, on 300 shares. So that's it for today. Quick and easy. Like and subscribe, guys. Bye.